Today we are making no-churn ice cream. By no-churn we mean you don't need any specialist equipment, you don't need an ice cream machine, a packer jet, anything like that. We're simply making a whipped cream base with just the right amount of fat, sugar, flavor that we can whip, freeze and scoop. So really simple, let's do it. So we're going to start by melting some of the coconut oil. And then everything just goes in the blender. So we have milk, caster sugar, vanilla paste, glucose, and the melted coconut oil. And finally, just a pinch of salt. That little pinch of salt seasons all the flavors and balances the sweetness. So we're blending. You can use a blender or a NutriBullet type device like this one, and we blend. Now it is essential with this mixture that we are creating a really stable emulsion. This is where the fat and the oil and water will basically combine. And that's important because this is essentially a whipping cream with very specific ratio of fat, sugar, the things that make an ice cream have the texture of ice cream. So your finished mixture should be above 40 degrees, and I generally recommend soy milk for this recipe because it has a protein content that's going to allow us to create a really stable emulsion, because essentially we're making whipped cream with a very specific amount of fat and sugar that's going to give us the qualities and texture of ice cream. We just need to place some cling wrap on top and chill this down for at least 4 to 6 hours until it's really cold, and then we'll whip it up. It's really important that our base and the bowl are chilled really well to ensure the best whipping result. So I've got my bowl. I've just been keeping that in the freezer. And you'll see my base is somewhat set. It looks like a double cream, and that is going to turn into a whipped cream shortly. So this is our white base, so just flavored with vanilla. Because it is white, we have a really nice opportunity to infuse flavor, to fold in different mix-ins, different jams, things like that. Now we're just going to whip this on medium to high speed. It's taken me about 3, maximum 5 minutes to whip up my cream. I want it to be like a soft peak, some air in it. So I'm just pouring this into a loaf tin that I can scoop out of. And we're just going to smooth that on top. And I'm just placing a piece of some parchment paper. You can also place some plastic wrap or go-between as well. So we just need to freeze this for 6 hours or overnight for a perfect scoopable no-churn ice cream texture. If you are freezing it, if you're keeping it in the freezer for extended periods, just make sure it's well wrapped and just leave it out for 1 or 2 minutes to soften slightly before scooping, and it's perfect. So out of the freezer, peel the paper off and just dip your scoop in some nice warm water, and look at that. That's a perfect scoop. We have a beautiful creamy ice cream with no churning. Some things don't have to be complicated. This is a beautiful, clean base for lots of flavor. This is vanilla ice cream at its simplest. You know what to do with it. Who doesn't like ice cream?